Welcome back, everybody, to Satisfactory Update 8. My name is Tom, and this is episode number 27. In today's episode, guys, we are going to be automating 180 steel ingot per minute. So with that said, let's get started with episode number 27. Before we address the elephant in the room, let's switch over to the Satisfactory calculator and go over what the ratios are for the steel factory. Okay, so you should be able to see the calculator here on the screen, and I'm looking to automate 180 steel ingot per minute. That is going to require a full belt of the coal, which is 120 per minute on a Mark II. And that's the same for the iron ore, 120 on a Mark II belt, one belt each here. And then we're going to need 120 iron ingots per minute. And then let's take a look at the machines that I'm using. I'm going to be using 3 foundries and 4 smelters. And I am actually overclocking the miner MK1 at 200% to give me the 120 iron ore per minute. I am using a pure node for the coal, so there's no overclocking required because a pure node is 120 per minute of any ore that you're using. Also, I'm using a alternate recipe. The original recipe calls for the iron ore and the coal, but this one is calling for the iron ingot. And so if we head over to the recipe menu here and over to the components, you can take a look here. I am using the solid steel ingot. The other one is this one here, which is the compacted steel ingot. Okay, so I am using this one for this build. Okay, so with all of the machines I need, I can break down the build into its simplest form and then help me visualize how this is all going to work. So let's switch back to Satisfactory. Okay, so right here, I spent probably an hour trying to figure out this layout. Let's go over it real quickly so I can get you guys all caught up. This is a 3x3 grid using the foundation here. So the reason why I'm doing a very compact and efficient design here is because I'm spending way too much time in my personal life trying to build these mega factories, just way too much time. So it's forcing my hand to be more efficient and more compact. This way I could build everything very quickly, guys. So this is what we see here. I set my limit to a 3x3 and I said, I got to get all these machines in here. One problem though, I have 3 smelters in here, guys. I have 3, not 4. So I overclocked one of them to 200%, which is giving me 60 iron ingots per minute instead of the 30. The original recipe is 30 iron ingots per minute. That gave me 90, but I'm looking for 120, guys. So with the overclocking added, I'm getting a total of 120 iron ingots, and you can see that it is connected to the merger right next to the conveyor lifts. And then to the bottom, you'll see a belt that kind of swoops around the smelters. That is the coal, and that coal is 120 coal per minute, and that's just being routed across this factory up into the conveyor lift wall, and that's going to be belted up to the second floor where we will begin placing down the foundries. So I hope that makes a lot of sense. I could place graphics to kind of show you what's going on here, but because this is basic, I think you guys see the picture here. All right, so with that done, we could take a look over here, and this is going to be the second floor. Okay, so let's go over this real quickly before we begin building the rest of this factory. So this is going to be the second floor. This is going to be smacked right over the smelters. And to the very far end, you'll see the 2 splitters with the 2 wall holes there. Those are going to be for the iron ingots and the coal. Those are going to be fed into the splitters and then through the splitters into the foundry, which will begin producing the steel ingot. And then that conveyor lift is connected to the foundry, which belts it to the conveyor wall right there. And then I also routed the iron ingots and the coal to the left and right to those conveyor walls. And that's going to be routed up to the third floor, where it's going to go to the second foundry and then to the fourth floor for the third foundry. So I'm doing one foundry per floor instead of doing two. I just think this looks really clean and minimal. So with that said, guys, I think we're ready to get started with this build. All right, so the first step is to get this second floor on top of here. And so what I need to do is grab my foundation. I'm going to switch over to Zoop, and let's do a 3x3 grid. Just like that. Excellent. Good. Now we need to transport the foundry up here. And since we have the coal and iron ingots to the left, we need to switch the inputs like this. Okay, so I think this looks pretty good, guys. So I'm going to place this foundry right here. I think that is lining up. I think right here, maybe. So we'll place that down here. And of course, we've got to delete these. And I'm going to copy, well, let's delete this, and then let's grab the conveyor wall, and we're going to put it right there. Excellent. And so let's grab these splitters. And so the splitter needs to go like this. All right, and then this is going to be nudged up right to the conveyor wall. I'll do the furthest output or input like this. And then the second one like that. Excellent. And then we could just copy the belt and... Okay, well, it is off one tile, so we need to nudge this over. So let's delete this, copy that. Let's rotate the inputs to something like this. Excellent. Okay, now we can copy the belt down here and feed those into the foundry just like that. Excellent, excellent. And let's grab the conveyor wall. One there. And one there. Not two, just one. Good. And then, oh, look at that. We're off just a bit here, so we need to make this adjustment real quickly here. So I'm going to delete these splitters, and we want to do like this. All right, and that needs to go right there. And let's make this adjustment for this splitter. Yes, that looks really good. And let's copy the belt and feed it to the wall like this. And can I get an angle over here? I don't think so. There we go. That looks good. And that looks good. Okay, so I think what I need to do is place a foundation over here. Copy this. And yeah, we'll place it right there, guys. Okay, let's jump over there. Okay, and then we can route it from here, hopefully, to there. There it is, guys. Okay, the next step is to grab this wall. And I'm going to place it right there. Yes, that looks good. And then from the output, that's going to go right there. Perfect. Okay, guys, that is the second floor. It's exactly like the one we see here. So this is all set. The iron ingots are going to be routed up. Let's place another lookout tower here. And from this angle, we can place the conveyor lifts. So we'll go from here up to here, and let's do it for this one as well. Because these are our coal and iron ingots, and those are going to be routed up into this foundry. Also, they are being split off from the splitters to the left and to the right, so we can route those up to the next foundry, guys. Okay, so let's set the recipe to the alternate solid steel ingot. There we go, guys. There we go. We are looking pretty good here. We are looking really good. So the next step is to place the third floor for the second foundry. Okay, so I am going to, let's copy this here. And then we'll go 3 high, and then we'll just go something like this. I'm not too worried about the walls yet, because we will be designing all of that later. Okay, so now we need to bring up the coal and the iron ingots. Like this. Okay. Excellent. So let's grab a conveyor lift. So I'm going to cycle through the hotkeys, grab the conveyor lift, and we're going to route that up here. Just like that. Excellent. Let's head over to this lookout tower. And we can take care of this side here. Okay, so that is going to go up. And excellent. Excellent. Coal, iron ingots are to the third floor. Now we need to place down the foundry, guys. We need to place down the foundry. So I'm going to head over to this lookout tower. Excellent. Foundry goes up. And again, we will place it right here. Perfect. Looking really good, guys. Looking really good. So this is slightly a different setup here, guys. Now the coal and the iron ingots are coming from the sides and not the ends. So this is the point where I haven't been yet. So we'll figure this out together here. So I am going to grab a splitter, and we need to think about how we're going to get this up to the next floor, guys. Okay, we got to figure out how we're going to get this up to the next floor. So I think this is going to look good right here. So we will do the input for the coal right here. We'll go into the splitter, and then we'll split it 2 ways. We'll split it off into the foundry, and that's to the right of the splitter, and then we will split the remaining coal to the left, which will go into a conveyor hole wall. Okay, so we'll place that guy there. And if we jump on this guy right here, we should be able to just bring it in like that, and then into the foundry. Excellent. So let's copy this guy, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to have to flip this around like that. And you can see the arrows are going into the foundry and then out to the wall where it's going to meet a conveyor lift. And just like that. And then from here, it goes in. And then from here into the foundry. Oh, this is looking so good, guys. This is looking really good. All right, so now we need to add our conveyor wall, and we need a double one, and that is going to go right here. Excellent. And then we can belt that like this. Let's jump on the foundry here real quickly. And that's routed, guys. That is routed. So the next step is to grab another foundation, and we'll go out like this. And let's grab our next lookout tower. just like this. Okay, up to the tower we go to get a better perspective of this factory. And so again, once more guys, we're going to grab a conveyor wall hole. And well, it's not called a hole, it's a conveyor wall, okay? All right, so that's gonna go like that. Okay guys, that is looking really good. Now we may need to reroute this because we can't route this all the way down because of our inputs. So we might have to bend this around and route it down on this side or come over there. We'll figure that out a bit later. I just want to get this all established. Okay. So I am going to switch the recipe to the alternate recipe. There we go. Perfect. Back to the lookout tower. And everything is routed, guys. Everything is routed. And now we just need to repeat this. So let's go another 3 walls up. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to delete these guys. And from here, I'm going to grab some foundation for another lookout tower. I will copy this lookout tower and we're going to place it on this foundation just like that. Should snap in there. Okay, and then we can delete those. All right, let's jump over here. And up we go to a higher perspective, guys. This is the final floor that we're going to make for the foundry. So let's snap the floor here. And just like that, excellent. So we need to, again, add another area for a lookout tower. Yeah, this is a painful process having to lay these all down. But we're not lazy, guys. We are not lazy, right? All right, so over here we go. And to the lookout tower. And from this point, we can grab our conveyor wall ×2, and we'll place it right there. Excellent. And then what do we got going down here? Okay, so they're coming up here. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so they're being routed here and then to the side. So we'll go from here all the way up to here. Uh-oh, it looks like I am out of the conveyor lifts. So, guys, I will place a cut in here, grab some of the reinforced iron plates, and then we'll continue where I left off. Welcome back, everybody. I have all of the reinforced iron plates that I need to use these Mark II conveyor lifts and belts. So let's continue, guys. We need to route up the coal and the iron ingots up to here. And that's going to go there. And that's going to go there. Excellent. Okay. All right. So let's place down another lookout tower. So I'm going to place one right here. And that is going to snap right onto that foundation. Let's jump over, guys. Excellent, man. This parachute has been so amazing. We can delete this guy and we can get rid of those belts there. Let's pick up all of this real quickly so we have more supplies to work with. Good, good. All right, let's grab the final foundry, guys. The final foundry. This is the 4th floor, right, guys? The 4th floor, and this is gonna go right here, guys. It's going to line up with the conveyor wall, and that's going to go right there. That's so nice. All right, let's copy the conveyor belt, and we can route that in like this. And then let's grab another conveyor wall. And then we can do the output of the steel ingot into that conveyor wall. And guys, that is the build. that simple, guys. I love how simple this build is. It just makes building so fast. And so the goal of this build here, guys, is to store up all of the steel ingots into a storage container, and then we can use that storage container to route those ingots to any kind of factory we need to automate, like steel pipes or whatever. I'm sure there's a bunch of ingredients that are going to call for the steel ingot, and so we're gonna have a bunch of it, and hopefully it's gonna last us for a while. Okay guys, so it is time to connect power to this. Well, actually, not yet. We need to figure out how we're going to route all this. We need to figure out how we're going to route all of the steel ingots down to the first floor. This is going to be interesting, guys. Well, I think I want to route all of the steel ingots all the way down here on this side of the factory. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to delete this guy right here, and I'm going to copy the conveyor wall, and I'm going to switch it to the conveyor wall times 1 like this. Well, now that I think of it, we need 3 walls, right? We need 3 walls because we're belting all of the the steel ingots down to the first floor. So we'll place it right there. And so the next step is to route this foundry to the hole here. So I'm going to come out like this, and we get the pleasure of trying to figure out how to snap this over. So I think that's going to work, and that should go like that. Excellent. There it is, guys. Let's change the recipe to this, to the alternate solid steel ingots. Perfect. So now we need to head down to the second floor. Oh boy, don't we have an issue already? We have conveyor belts in the way. Oh geez. Okay, well, I didn't think about that. So guys, it's time to problem solve. It's time to problem solve. Well, I think the best thing, guys, is to go maybe from this side. Okay, so I will place that like that. And let's head up to the top floor here and see if that's going to work. All right, so we're going to delete this belt here. Just like that. And from this distance, we could take a look, and it looks like we have a lot of clearance here, all the way from this side. Yes, I think so. So I'm actually going to go, let's delete this ladder and copy the conveyor wall times 3 and place 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 right here. Just like that. So that's how we're going to route all of our steel ingots to the first floor. That looks good. And then we can delete this guy. Just like that. So let's begin routing. So I'm going to grab a conveyor belt, and this is gonna go like so. Okay, so there's 1. Let's do this side here. This is going to go into the second hole. So from here, that will go into here, just like that. And then if we take a look here, we have 1, 2, and then we need to get the third one down, and that's going to be right here. Oh, this is going to work out so well. Excellent. Oh, I really like this. Okay, let's grab this conveyor belt, and we need to route it to the third hole. So go back 2, and down it goes. Okay, guys, there it is. There is the steel ingot. So we're using 3 different belts. That means we actually don't need to use a Mark II conveyor belt. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to switch over to the Mark I. And how do I upgrade this? Oh, yes, just like that. There it is. So that switched to a Mark I. And then, wow, we need to make our ladder again because we need to make that adjustment to the other foundries. Hopefully. Come on. No. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's try that again. Can we snap it like this? I hope that works, guys. I think so. We're clipping into the wall here a little bit, but that's all right, guys. That's all right. All right, let's change this to a Mark 1. Upgrade that and upgrade that. Good. Let's delete this for now. So that's 2 out of 3. So we need to do this one here. Copy this and switch it to Mark 1. And there we have it. Good, good. Okay. And then we'll delete this guy like this. And so we need to bring some foundation over like this. So hopefully you can route this all the way down. All right, so let's grab a conveyor lift and we're going to go from here. And we're going to bring that all the way down like this. And hopefully I can get up here. Yes, I can. Excellent. So there it is. That's one conveyor lift. Looking good. And then we need to copy this one and we need to bring down the next one like this. And the final one like that. And there we have it, guys. We we have routed all of the steel ingots down to the first floor, and yeah, this is looking pretty good. So the only thing that's left, guys, is to kind of stylize this factory and make it kind of cool looking, and then obviously we need to add power. Before we do that, let me show you what I'm going to do with the conveyor lift. I'm going to head over to the build menu and let's head over to the architecture. And I'm going to grab the small frame pillar, which I did unlock in the awesome shop. And this is going to make my conveyor lifts more industrious. So I'm going to click this and, wow. Hopefully, I don't know. Can I snap it to this? Well, yes, we can. I'm going to do this real quick. And like this, let's grab that frame once more. And it's going to go something, I think like that. Oops. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks great. So then we just route this up like this. Okay. And take a look at that, guys. It fits perfectly and it looks so cool. It gives the conveyor lift more structure and kind of breaks up the monotony of the factory. And so yeah, I'm just going to snap these up and I'm going to switch to zoom. Zoop, I mean. And from here all the way up, we're out of the material. Unfortunately, we'll have to finish that last section a bit later. But yeah, that is what I plan on doing with all of the conveyor lift. And yeah, that just makes it a bit more industrious. I like it, guys. I like it. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to route in the power, add the storage containers, and we'll take a look and make sure that everything is operational and efficient. And if it is, then I will place another cut, stylize the building, and show you the end product. So with that said, guys, I will see you on the other side. Welcome back, everybody, to the Steel Factory. Take a look at this design. I think it looks rather interesting. It is like a mix of industrial and modern. industrial with the conveyor lifts on the outside and modern with the windows. So let's take a look at what I built here, guys. All right, well, I encased the conveyor lift here with a bunch of windows. And so now we can take a look at the conveyors, and we can see all of the steel ingots heading down to the conveyor wall to be outputted to any factory that we wish. It looks so gorgeous. Take a look at that. I like what I see. We have all of the coal and the iron ore being routed, and here is the side of the factory. And let's go back here. Let's see what it looks like from this angle. And yeah, here is the back side of the factory. Pretty self-explanatory. And here's this side. So there we have it, guys. A total of 180 steel ingots per minute. And wow, this is a very compact design. I like it. Let's take a look at where I routed everything. So there is the 120 iron ore that I overclocked to 200%. And then here is this coal that I tapped over here. This is a total of 120, as this is a pure node. And if we jump down here, guys, you can see this is where it's being lifted. And yeah, it looks pretty cool, guys. And there's the factory in the background. Oh, it looks absolutely gorgeous. What do you guys think? I hope you like it. I hope you like it. I can't wait to begin unlocking different types of wall frames. I'm kind of getting bored of the curtain frames that I'm using for the walls, like the glass and the walls here. So I can't wait to unlock the next set, and we can begin doing all different kinds of designs. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something. I learned a whole bunch. You guys have a wonderful day there. Take care. Bye.